Hey everyone, alright then, let's have a look at how to play what is, in my humble opinion, the greatest of all Keith Richards' Rolling Stones riffs from their incredibly vast catalog of music. The fantastic opening riff to Can't You Hear Me Knockin' from the band's 1971 Sticky Fingers album. Now, I've started a guitar series of videos looking at some of the greatest guitar riffs through the years, starting in the year 1970 and progressing forwards. If you'd like to check out the best riffs from the year 1970 and 1971, that's all I've done so far. You can check out the links down below in the description. But for now, we're going to cover how to play some of them. So let's get tuned up in open G for this one, close in a little bit, and get started. But first, let's give this one a quick playthrough, and then we'll talk a little bit about the tuning in open G before we dig into it. Alright, so a little bit about open tuning, open G tuning. Excuse me. What we have to do to get our guitar in open G tuning is take our low E string here, tune it down one full step to D. Then we have to take our A string. Let me show you here what the tuning is. Take our A string, tune that down one full step to G. D string is normal, G string is normal, B string is normal, and then the E string needs to be the high E string needs to be tuned down one full step to D as well. So top string down to D, bottom string down to D, A string down to G, and that'll give you open G tuning. So this riff is just fantastic, and the opening of it is basically 6 distinct little phrases, and 2 of them repeat. And so it's basically 5 distinct phrases, and then you repeat one of them. So here's the first one, and it's a lot of double stop work. That's kind of the first one. So we're starting on the 10th fret of the D string and the G string together. And then you're just sliding it back to 9 and then back to 7. And then back onto 9 and back off to 7. And then you're jumping up to the A and the D string, sliding 10 back to 9 in double stop. You're hitting the A and the D string at the same time. And then kind of little blues lick there. Just holding a bar with your index finger on the 7th fret of the A and the D, and then just bouncing off the 9th fret of the D string. So that's the first phrase. I don't use my pinky in this at all. I'm starting with my my ring finger. So I'm sliding my ring finger back from 10 to 9. That's the first phrase. Here's the second phrase. And that is, again, it's a lot of double stop work. You're barring the 7th fret of the A and the D. And you're just bouncing off the 9 of the D and then the 10, kind of like in a little blues pattern, like kind of like that. Sorry, I messed that up. And that's the second phrase. So the first phrase and the second phrase. And now the third phrase. So you're jumping back up to the double stop on the 10th fret of the D and the G, and then back to the 7 of the A. And then down to 2 more double stops at the 9, back to 7 on the D and the G. And then sliding that double stop again from 10 to 9, back to 7 on the A and the D string. And then that little blues pattern again. So the third whole phrase. So all 3 of them together. And now the fourth phrase. So they're all very similar, but this one is sliding on the double stops of the D and the G, 10 to 9 to 7, and then the exact same thing on the A, D double stops. And then that little blues thing again. And now the fifth progression. So you're doing the double stop on the 9th fret and you're giving it a little bend downwards, maybe a half step. I think it's actually 2 little bends. So then you're coming off to the 7th fret double stop and then up to the 9th fret double stop. And then back from the 9, back to the 7, back to the 9, back to the 7, and slide out of it on the A and the D. So here's the 5th. And then you can slide out of that one. And then the last one is a repeat of the second one. And that's it for the 6 patterns that open this riff. So let's run through them slowly. And now we're into when the singing comes in. So you're going to bar the 7th fret of the A, the D, and the G. And you're going to go down on the A string, and then up on the bottom 2 strings, and then again for a double hit, double upstroke on the bottom 2 strings. And you're kind of palm muting that A string. And then we're into that part there. So you're barring the 5th fret of the A string on down, and you're kind of giving a little strum like that of, you know, the A, the D, and the G string. And now you're just taking your pinky on the 7th fret of the B and the high E, and you're just riding it on and off. Kind of like that. And then we're into this. Back into this. You know, these, since we're in open G, that's basically a power chord with one finger. Back at the 7th fret of the A and the D. And then you're playing that little lick again. Double stops on the D and the G, 10, 9, 7. And then again on the A and the D string. So all that put together. Back to the 5th fret double stop power chord, and then again into this. And then the second time he's jumping up to the G string instead of just bouncing back and forth off the 7th fret of the B and the E. Now he's jumping up to the 7th fret of the G and G and the B. At the second half of that lick. Bottom 2 strings, the G and the B string. And he mostly stays down here, but once in a while he'll get up into this one. That note there. So up to that point from kind of the middle area here. And then you're just going to do a little chug on the, like kind of like that, on the like the middle 3 open strings, and then this little lick. 4th fret of the A string, open D, open G, and then the 3rd fret of the D string, open D, 5th fret to 7 of the A. Back into this. Back into this. And you can play with that, you know, change it around. Instead of going, you can just repeat the same one twice in a row. Kind of like that. Back into that. And then back into this again. And it's always good to play it kind of, you know, up and down, instead of having everything downstrokes. I tend to play this a lot with downstrokes, but you want that loose kind of, you know, that loose kind of Keith Richards feel to it. And, you know, strumming it and whatnot to really get a nice loose feel. But that's pretty much how to play that riff, and pretty much the entire song, as it just repeats a lot of the same things over and over again. So let's just run through that slowly, and then we'll be done. So. And that's pretty much how you play that one. I seriously hope that helped you out. Just a fantastic Keith Richards riff in open G tuning. A lot of fun to play with, and a lot of fun with all those double stops, and just a killer riff from 1971. I hope you helped that out. I hope that helped you out. And you guys take care of yourselves, and thanks for watching. Drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, and hit that little, you know, notification bell somewhere around here, so you'll know when I upload something new. And I think I'm going to do tutorials for all the riffs that I'm covering in this series of videos. So I got to backtrack a little bit to get to some of those. So you guys take care of yourselves. Hope you're well in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may be, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.